Hello and welcome back to the Beard Before Wicket podcast. We're doing one virtually because Mo's in Dubai, Rash is in Abu Dhabi. I'm obviously in England. This will be the last one you see virtual before we end up back in person together. Mo, how's it going, bro? I haven't seen you in ages. I haven't done a recording in like a proper one in ages.
Yeah, I've been good. I've been busy, bro. I've been busy. I messaged Rash actually. He's in Sharjah, and he's got no time for me, so I just left him. I let him be.
I
Yeah,
messaged him. Yeah, he's
yeah,
busy doing his World Junior League.
yeah.
You're going off to play some more cricket now, aren't you?
T10, Abu Dhabi T10 League. I'm gonna join up with the team tomorrow in Abu Dhabi, obviously, and then just I've been getting ready for that. Really been playing a lot of paddle, been training
Standard.
the cricket, and running around.
Are you sick at paddle now? Better than you were when you left here.
Nah, I didn't play for about 6-7 weeks, and I just picked it up again, and yeah, it's been tough. Been alright though, solid.
Yeah, bro, I know you're sick at paddle. We're not going to play in it. When we see each other in Dubai,
Actually,
you're just...
I'm not amazing. Alex Hales is unbelievable.
Yeah, I think he said the story that he's had lessons.
Yeah, of course. But
Yes.
he's a joke.
Yeah. Rash, Rash played recently. He played at the one near to us and he actually proper enjoyed it. He was like, let's play sometime.
Yeah, no, he enjoys it, but he's just rubbish. He gets a frying pan out a lot.
Yeah.
Do you play with him?
I haven't played with him.
Oh, okay.
I play at the same place, but we haven't played against each other yet. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess he's quite good because he plays cricket, and naturally he'd be decent
No,
at
he's
like
got good
hand.
hands. He's got good hands because he was really good at table tennis.
Yeah.
I know it's
Um.
different, but it's not good
Yeah,
hands.
but it's hand-eye coordination, isn't it? I feel like
Yeah, but
naturally, if
it's
you're...
there's a lot more to it. It's not just hand eye.
Yeah, bro, you're speaking to the wrong guy. Innit? I just lob, move to the front, and hope it doesn't come back. For you guys listening or watching, this is going to be an Ashes predictions, a little bit of a preview. Rash has sent us his predictions, so we're going to predict off the back of his prediction. Mo's going to give his predictions. I probably will give a few, but really and truly, you don't want to hear my predictions. Firstly, Mo, are you pumped for the Ashes? Because I was saying this to Wokes the other day that I don't know what it's like in Dubai, but I don't feel like there's that much hype this time, and I don't know why.
Only because it's away, probably. So it's always so like whenever the Ashes comes when it's in England, there's a massive hype around it. When you're in Australia, there's a massive hype around it over there. So you don't
Hmm.
really get it as much when we're away in the UK. I mean, they're gonna try and build it up over the next few days, I'm guessing, or the next week. But yeah, it doesn't really the build up doesn't really start properly into a few days before.
Alright, yeah, because I haven't seen anything of it. Like, I've seen a few things. Obviously, Davey Warner just saying random things like he always
Yeah,
does.
no. People are starting to say things now. I think both teams are starting to say things. Ex players are starting to get involved. There's a lot more podcasts about it. There's a lot more
Yeah.
talk shows and stuff starting up. So there's a lot going on.
Wait, let me quickly ask you though. Do you think some of it is a bit forced? Like they're trying to build a narrative, or do you think some of these people actually think the things they're saying?
I think it happens in everything. In most of the sport, like big sports. You're talking about the event, like building up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
so,
they suddenly just come out with random things like, Steve Smith is this, or like suddenly it's just like, oh, hold on, like what? I don't know.
yeah,
What do you think?
yeah, 100%. I think it happens in boxing a lot more than other sports. Happens in football a lot when England are playing in particular. Well, we see at home, obviously. And in the Ashes mainly, it happens when something needs to come out, it's always close to the Ashes.
Yeah,
So
I
it
thought
is forced and it's timing and all that kind of stuff because that's when people get views and people read the articles or whatever. So yeah, it is just the nature of the beast.
Right. Right. Let's get this first prediction. You've got Rash's
Yeah,
most runs prediction in your hand. So let's
you just
open
said
that.
yeah. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
start number
First
one.
one.
Okay.
Hi guys,
Well, first of all, wait, let me pause it. Why is he wearing a cap every time? Is it inside his house or is inside a hotel room? He's
I
looking
don't
sharp.
know, bro.
His beard's looking sharp, but why is he wearing a cap all the time?
most runs. There's a few players. Obviously, we've got Harry Brooks, Steve Smith, and a few others. But I'm backing Joe Root to have the most and get the most runs in the Ashes this year.
So he said Harry Brook, Steve Smith, but he's gonna back Joe Root in his push.
You know what he's doing? He's doing that thing.
Yeah.
Wait.
He does it all the time, and he's got this voice on at the minute, so he's trying to be all the posh and That sound like he's correct and stuff, but that's not him. That's not how he normally talks. Anyway, so I would have naturally said Joe Root for sure. Harry Brook, Joe Root from England, but I'm actually going to go a little bit different. I'm going to go Zach Crowley.
Oh, you know, just
Just
clock. You said this ages ago, didn't you?
yeah, I said he's big for the Ashes. For us to win away, he's got to score a lot. He's got to score runs, and he's probably the best player of fast bowling in England, from the England team, of like pure fast bowling. So I'm probably gonna go Zach Crowley, but it's more of a I hope, really. I mean,
Mm.
naturally you'd say Root, Brook, even Duckett, but I really want and I'm hoping that England have Zach Crowley scoring a lot of runs.
I can't remember when we had this conversation, but I
Yeah,
feel
we
like it
used
was.
to before I used to always say it was before the India series, and remember there was talks of him being not dropped, but they were talking like he needs to score runs and this and that. And I was like, no, we need him to do well. So when in the Ashes, he's ready.
Is this because you like what's the? Give me the
No,
theory as
because
to.
so if you remember, you won't remember because you didn't watch it, but if you remember the Ashes away last time, um, he played a couple of games and he did really well. I think he got like a 70 or something, but he like looked like the best player. And I think he's the best player of fast bowling in our team. Um, so if you can get a confident Zach Crowley, I'm a big fan of his, especially against pace. And yeah, I'm hoping he comes good. So I'm gonna back him and say, you know what, Zach Crowley is my guy.
Bro, if you get this right, we'll have to make a compilation of what you said pre-India, then pre-Ashes, because
Mm.
he batted well during the India series, didn't he? Or he had like a few matches where he batted
Yeah,
well,
he's
I think.
playing pretty well. He's been playing well. I think in the warm-up game today, he scored 8 shots as well against the Lions. So England are playing England Lions as well at the minute.
Yeah, I saw.
He scored a few runs, so yeah, we need him to play well.
Banging.
But obviously, from Australian side, you naturally would choose Steve Smith because I think he's the only batter who England will be afraid of a lot more than the rest of them.
Yeah, he's also doing a lot of talking pre-Ashes, so I feel like he's one of these guys, and you've probably played against him, right?
I used to hate playing against Smith. An amazing player.
Really?
Yeah, I used to hate playing against him. He was so good. Always scored runs, Ashes, big match player. Brilliant player. Just always found a way. I honestly think if it wasn't for him, we would have won the Ashes away. And I know you can't just take one player out, but I think he made such a big difference that we just couldn't. Every time we had him in trouble, it was him that would take them out of trouble and actually win him the game.
Yeah, mad. I feel like whenever I've watched him, or even when he just talks, he's like, I think he rises to the occasion. Like he's one of
Yeah.
these guys,
Oh
like
yeah,
you know,
100%.
you know, we used to talk about like the old Australia team, and what they had was like they had 10 players who could rise to the occasion. I don't know if this team has that, in my opinion, but Steve Smith, I think, is one who could fit in that old team.
Yeah,
Like he
yeah, yeah.
loves it.
Steve Smith's one of the best ever.
All right, next one. When will Joe Root get his century? Let's hear what Rash has to say, and then you can give us your prediction.
Another one with Joe Root, which innings will he get his 100? I think
What
he'll
is he
get his
doing with this guys?
the second test, first innings.
So he said first innings of the second test match.
Okay, one quick question there. He didn't give any context. Why do you think he predicted that particular?
That is a wild guess. I reckon
Oh,
he's probably going to take him one game to get his feet going and stuff. So the first game is in Perth, and Perth has has good bounce and can be a true wicket, which can be a bit tricky sometimes for Joe. But I think, have you got the venues? Have you got the list of venues there?
I'll get the venues up now. So
Because normally you have the first one at the Gabba.
first one is at the Optus Stadium.
Yeah, which is Perth.
Yeah.
Second one.
Second one is at the Gabba.
Okay. So they both have a bit of bounce. Third will be Melbourne.
Adelaide.
Adelaide.
Fourth one is the MCG.
Yeah. So and then SCG, I'm guessing. Yeah. So I think he'll definitely get. I think he'll get more than one century. By the way.
Okay.
I think Melbourne he'll go on, and I think I'm gonna back him and say he'll get one in the first one.
Am I right in saying he's never hit a century in Australia? Then? Is
Yeah,
that right?
yeah.
Okay.
So that's all the chat is about. But I think he will. I think he'll do really well. So I'm gonna back him to score in the first one. I think he'll do it. He's one of those guys, like when everyone's talking now about him breaking Sachin's record, which I think he'll do. He has put a century in Australia, which I think he'll do. He's one of those. He knows these things and he'll do it. He would have been preparing for a long time.
But how does he prepare to hit a century in Australia if he hasn't? Like what is he like 30 now? Maybe
Well,
32?
he's so he's obviously elite, so he has his way and he's done it all his career. Players like me, we won't know how they do it, but there is something switch. Like must be a switch or mentally. But I think he would have definitely batted and prepared in practice. But I think it's more of a mental switch on something that drives them. Steve Smith, him, these kind of elite players. I think that's what they do. So I think he'll be preparing it.
Remind me, when did you say first innings?
So I'm going to say first test match, whether it's first or second innings, I'm going to say first test, he'll score. I think that's that elite mentality. And I think he'll do everything he can to start well, because it's very important for him to start well. Because he'll know, and other people would know, that if he doesn't start well, people, Aussies, ex-players and that would probably be on his back saying, Joe Root's this and that, whatever. And he's the greats. I think he's one of them, obviously. I think he will just, before they can even start, he'll
get on it.
Yeah.
I can't provide any insight on that because I would literally just be taking a shot in the dark. Because you said first, Rash said second, I'll go third without any context. Next one.
One of the highest wicket takers, I think somebody who's probably ball and play most of the game. So I'm going to go for Mitchell Starc as that.
He's been Mitchell Starc. Somebody's more than likely, which is fine, he's right. He's saying highest wicket taker. I just can't take him seriously the way he's talking. He's saying highest wicket taker, Mitchell Starc. Somebody's going to play all the games pretty much because Pat Cummins is out first game. Jofra, we don't think will play all the games. Woody's out now first game. I'm actually going to go. I would have said Mitchell Starc naturally as well, but I'm going to go. I'll agree with him. I think Mitchell Starc. Yeah. Having said that, I think actually Ben Stokes is somebody that will do well with the ball as long as he's fit. That's the biggest issue, obviously, with Stokesy. England need him 4 or 5 games, whether he goes all out. And then the rest are just going to rotate. I think both teams will rotate. Bowling might be a good shout. Somebody will probably play all 5. So yeah, but I think Mitchell Starc. I agree with Rash there.
I think they were saying, was it Steve Smith maybe said that because of the way the pitches are now in Australia, slower bowlers might have a better run than pure pace. When you're factoring in Ben Stokes, are you factoring in that or thinking about venues or thinking about...
Ben Stokes is quick, bro.
Yeah, but in comparison to like Mitch Starc.
He's not that far off Mitch Starc.
Really?
Stokes is right. Stokesy, when he's bowling well, he's one of the quickest around.
But he's been injured for a while.
No, he's been injured for some time, but he's still in the summer. He bowled nicely. He was probably our best bowler all summer. But there was games where I played, and like when we had to go bounces at batters, he was rapid, honestly. So he's quicker than a lot of people probably think. Anyway, what was your point? Oh, slow
Just
bowlers.
about.
No, Steve Smith did say that, but he's I don't know. Obviously, depends on the wickets, but pace is pace. Bro. Pace is like when it's fast and it's nipping around, it's more dangerous than when it's slower and nipping around. So, if we get Joff firing, Joff could be somebody. I think Joff will go all out for this series. So,
I just checked the average bowling speeds of Starc and Stokes. They're much closer than I thought.
Yeah.
Mitch Starc's average bowling speed is between 88 and 91. Ben Stokes is 84 to 87. So it's like
really but sometimes bowlers are slower, right? But they feel faster.
Okay.
So, for example, right, on stats, Jofra, Woody will be faster than Jofra on the speed gun, etc. But Jofra will feel fast because of his action and the way he bowls. And like, I can't see that guy when he bowls. He's unbelievable, honestly. He just could run through the crease rapid. His action is just different. So you do get some bowlers who hit the bat harder. Like Boland from Australia will feel a lot quicker sometimes than other bowlers. Josh Hazelwood feels a lot quicker, and probably people think as well. So people like some bowlers really hit your bat harder than others.
Probably like also Jofra Archer, people think he's scary, innit? Like, that definitely plays a fact. You know, like Chris Wokes is a good friend of the podcast. People don't think he's scary, so probably don't feel he's as
No,
quick as maybe what he
but
is.
yeah, no, Jofra is rapid, but Woody's rapid as well. But what I'm saying is, stats wise or speed gun wise,
Yeah, I just checked there. Speed gun wise, Woody is faster than Archer on
yeah,
average.
Jofra feels rapid.
All right, next one.
Player of the series. That's a tricky one.
What is he doing? What is he doing? Are you going to show this?
Yeah.
But I'm probably going to go for an all-rounder because it probably make the most impact in that. So I'm going to go for Ben Stokes, obviously, in the back balls and fields and the X factor in that.
I agree. I think just because
Really?
of little bats, balls, field, and obviously we need him to be play the series for England to win it. But I think someone else outside, like if Australia were to win, I think someone like Cameron Green, or balls and bats. So he's like this Ben Stokes, probably not as established or not as clutch as Stokesy, but he's a very good cricketer, and I think someone like that would be for them. So yeah, I'm gonna go back Ben Stokes as well. I agree with Rush.
I've just
It's
checked.
easy to go for an all rounder if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I basically checked who's won the Compton Miller Medal, which is Player of the Series, in the last few, just to double check whether there's been many all rounders. And actually, there's Wokes, obviously an all rounder. He won the last one, but then Travis Head, Steve Smith, Root, Mitch Johnson, Bell, Cook, Strauss, Ponting, Flintoff. It's only actually ever been 2 all rounders that have won it. So, yeah, I think low-key, this Australia team slightly underrated.
Who?
Slightly. This Australia team generally slightly underrated. Like,
They'll be
a
good.
lot.
They'll be tough because Australia is a tough place to play anyway. But I think they're probably not as strong as they have been. Especially Pat Cummins missing the first game. He's a massive miss for them. But they're still good and tough, and just the way they play is hard work.
Who, objectively speaking, obviously you're naturally supporting England in this, who on paper, you know, like in football you say on paper this team's better than this team. On paper, which team's better?
I think currently I'd say England. Only because they have, like, Usman Khwaja's established. The other opener, I think Weatherly, his name is a new guy they're bringing in. He hasn't played. Labuschagne is just coming back in the team off back of good form, on the back of good form, but he's a very good player. Steve Smith's obviously amazing. Then Travis Head's done really well for them. Then whereas England have got Duckett, Crawley, who've done obviously played together for a while, doing really well. Pope was the question mark, but I think he'll be fine. Joe Root, Ben Stokes, Jamie Smith. So it's not that far off. Australia still have the experience and things like that. And bowling wise, I think it's a lot closer. It used to always be Australia pretty much. Not always, but Australia was always proper with pace and stuff. But I think this is going to be. I don't think Australia are that established as, but to change an opening batter just before series was never played. It's a massive call.
Yeah, because we were chatting
might be
about.
the right call. We don't know.
We were chatting with Wokes and Rash actually about this Australia team basically being quite old, which it is, like on paper. But naturally, what you just said then, like England have got guys who've been playing for ages, so do Australia. I've personally haven't seen many predictions from non-Australians that are backing Australia to win it. I've only seen Australians predicting Australia to win it. Yeah, we'll come to that. Which is the next one? Series winner. Let's hear what Rash has got to say.
Series winners. I'm going to go for England 3-2. So that's my prediction for that.
I think this is the hardest prediction. Like it could go 3-2 the other way, whether there's a draw or not. But yeah, I think it'll be very tight. I think it'll be a very close series. But I'm also going to go 3-2 England.
To England?
Yeah.
Is that you England fan speaking, or you just
A
cricket
little
fan?
bit of that, obviously. But I also think if England can win Perth game, which is a big game, because normally you play Gabba, and I don't think England have ever beaten them at Gabba for a long time. I would love for them to.
There's a stat here that says the Gabba, where Australia have won 13 of their 22 Ashes tests and are unbeaten against England in the format since 1986.
Yeah, so we haven't won there for a long time.
That's mad.
Yeah, and that was always like so I think moving to Perth, if we can win at Perth, I actually then think we can probably beat them at the Gabba. And then even if you lose a Gabba, you 1-1 going into the other games. But Perth is a massive, massive game. We have to win that one because Gabba is going to be difficult anyway.
Why is the Gabba difficult? What makes it?
Just how it is. You know, like you go to some grounds in football or whatever, and you can't win there, no matter how well you play or whatever happens. Just things don't go your way. Gabba just seems to be one of those places. Sorry, Edgbaston for England.
Yeah,
I think it's been a while since we've lost it. So,
all right, cool. Then the last one.
Things England need to look out for. Obviously, the pitches with the pace and bounce, generally all over Australia. There will at times be obviously different conditions, but that is the general thing.
I think that's the most obvious thing. Obviously, pants and base, but I think the thing they need to really look out for, or the thing that they really need to take care of, is Nathan Lyon, because everyone thinks obviously Australia pace and bounce, but actually it's Nathan Lyon that does really well for them a lot of the time, and he's a great bowler, and he just knows how to bowl in Australia. He bowls unbelievably well there. Gets a lot of wickets, like good leg slip or short leg and stuff. Bounces right over the top of the ball. So I think if we can play him well, either attack him or just keep him out, I think then we can really do some damage, if that makes sense. But I think he's going to be the guy. I personally think we should attack him a little bit, and just make it, because they like to rest the bowlers. They normally play three seamers and Nathan Lyon, and he does such an incredible job that they get the rest that they need. Then the bowlers. So yeah, I would say watch out for him. He'd be the guy I think we need to attack a little bit as well.
I just googled his record in the Ashes, and it's actually quite good.
Yeah, no, he's really good, especially over the last probably 3. Even in England, so in 2023, the Ashes I played, he got injured after 2 games. And they were the 2 games they played really well. Oh, they won. They were 2-0 up. Yeah, they won those 2 games. So he makes a huge, huge difference. But again, he's obviously a little bit older now, and this is a great bowler, but I don't think he'll be as good as he has been, or he could potentially get injured again.
What do you think is a key battle that could decide the series? Because you mentioned Nathan Lyon, we mentioned Joe Root, we mentioned Steve Smith, we mentioned Ben Stokes, like 4 big players. And then I think you said earlier, and I might have missed this, might have got this wrong. Didn't you say if Ben Stokes is player of the series, England will win? Did you say something like that?
Yeah.
So what do you think the key ones that England have to win if they want to win it?
Ben Stokes with the bat and ball. I think mainly with the bat. We need him to take England from those positions where they're 150 for 4, 5, whatever it is, to 300 plus. He's got to be the guy there, and he's got to be there in those clutch moments that we need, because everybody knows, and we know that he's made for those occasions, and he loves those occasions, and that's when your top players and your biggest characters really step up, and we've seen him do it a number of times. And I think he's gonna want to prove also, not that he has to prove anything, but he's gonna want to show. It's probably going to be his last Ashes away, like Joe Root, and I think they want to go out with a good, like with a bang almost.
It's mad pressure on Ben Stokes, isn't it? I always feel that when
he loves it, bro. I'll be honest with you. Like I mentioned before, a lot of players don't like pressure. I didn't, but he loves it.
You don't think, like, before like a huge series, like you just said then, you didn't like pressure. like say in 2023 when you were in the Ashes squad, was there any pressure on you then? Because there was a whole like that was the one where there was a whole talk about you coming back, and then you came back.
Yeah.
Did you feel any pressure then, or not really?
Yeah, of course there's pressure and it was daunting and it was like because I never really did that well in the Ashes and Australia was always a side that kind of uh, obviously played me well and took me down and they were obviously very difficult side to play against. But it was also I just thought, for me, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity to play, and of course, it was daunting. There's pressure. There's different type of pressure, and there's different ways of, I guess, handling the pressure. I didn't mind the pressure going into pressure. Does that make sense? So, like, I'm going in, but then to handle it is a completely different story, and that's where them guys they're unbelievable. And it doesn't mean I haven't done it. Of course, there have been times I've done it throughout. I've played 10 years of my career, but there was times where you just don't like it, and everyone's the same. Often those elite players.
Interesting, because all the talk is about him. I think even he said the other day, when they made a comment about Root, I think he said, "I thought they were going to come after me," and I was like, "How does this guy want more people talking about him right before like a
No, he
massive
love
series?"
it. Bro, he's been through a lot in his career, ups and downs.
Yeah,
He's been through almost everything that a player can go through. The goods, the highs, the lows, when they're really low. So this will be nothing for him in that
love
way.
that, love that. Two quick questions: who's under the most pressure heading into the Ashes?
I think
Not
Australia.
team wise, player.
Oh, team wise, player wise. Most pressure would be from England side. Probably someone like Joe Root because of the 100 more than anything.
Yeah.
Um, maybe Stokes as well because he's captain. And from the Australian side, probably Labuschagne, who was batting through, just came back in the side. And I would say Steve Smith. Oh, it's always the big players are like batters who
Mm.
are a lot under pressure. Anyway, Steve Smith, I'm sure he'll do quite well, but if we can keep him quiet for the first couple of games, he'll be feeling the pressure. Um, and yeah, that's about it probably. And without Pat Cummings, I would say not Mitchell Stark because he's been there, done it, not Hazelwood, but someone like Boland, who's done really well in England, in Australia before. But I think there'll be pressure on him.
All right. And the current key debate that according to England fans, when we put it on Instagram the other day, is the key selection debate is who bats at three with Ollie Pope under pressure from Jacob Bethel. In my mind, there's no chance Jacob Bethel's batting unless Ollie Pope plays terribly. Would you say Ollie Pope's under pressure?
I would say no. I wouldn't say it's a problem. I think he'll do well. I actually genuinely think he'll be doing okay. But the three is a difficult spot to bat, and he's done it for a while now, and I think he'll be fine. I honestly think. I don't think it's a weak link or anything like that. I think he will chip in or he will score when England really need it. I think the debate recently I was just reading was the preparation. Like Ashes, that saying we've only playing like a practice game against the Lions and that's it. Because normally when I played away, we had 3-1. But I got a side strain and recovered for the first game.
Mad.
Yeah, so we were there for like 5 weeks before the first game, and I was already shattered. So I actually agree with this preparation, and I know a lot of people don't agree with it, but I do.
Why do people not agree with it? Because they think you need to
No, because
be there.
we play 3 games before the first game, and you're like training in between, whatever, and just felt tired already. And it wasn't because of lack of fitness, because I was fit. Just like draining constantly. People talking about the Ashes and just a build up. You're going to the Ashes, you're there for 5-6 weeks before the first game, and it's like already drained you mentally more than anything.
Mm.
But I think that was way too long. And I think these guys, I think they're just playing a 2-day or 3-day game, maybe even a 4-day game before the first Ashes, and I think that's fine. You can't. It's difficult with the schedule as well. You know what I mean? They just finished a series, 1-day series.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Interesting. All right, bro. For those of you guys watching, make sure you put your predictions in the comments. I lied at the start, by the way. We have one more virtual recording, but that is because before we actually reach Dubai. One of the Ashes, the first test, I think, finishes on the 26th, I want to say. So we'll be doing a reaction to that Ashes. But then after that, we're in Dubai, which means every episode you're going to see Mimo and Rash will be together, which is the first time since... When was Coventry? When did we last record?
Whereas in the summer, UK summer.
Yeah, that's mad. So we're finally together after like ages. So you'll see loads of content. We've got some in-stadium content where we're actually going to be out playing cricket. Not me, more than actually playing cricket. I don't plan to play any cricket at all. And anything else you want, let us know in the comments. Obviously, thank you very much for watching and listening. We'll see you on the next one.